So tonight for dinner, I decided to make some Italian meatball subs. I had some ground beef that I wanted to use up before it went bad. So here in my big bowl, I have some ground beef. It's 80-20, I think. And I added in some fresh Parmesan cheese, some fresh parsley, some minced garlic, a little bit of onion powder, some black pepper, and some seasoned salt, but you can use whatever spices and seasonings you want. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in a large egg. Now to the side, I've cut up a couple of pieces of white bread, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water on top just so the bread can soak it up and it can get nice and mushy. I'm going to use this instead of breadcrumbs. So after a couple of minutes of letting that bread soak in that water, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my big bowl, and then I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to mix everything together. You can use your hand if you want. I just like using a fork. Now once everything is mixed well, you want to go ahead and make your meatballs. I did this and then I got lazy that night and didn't want to cook it, so these are my meatballs. They have been sitting in the fridge overnight. That's why the color's a little off. But yeah, you don't have to marinate yours overnight. You can just make them that same night. Now for the sauce, I have a can of crushed tomatoes and a couple of cans of tomato sauce. I have some minced garlic, some fresh chopped basil. I have some chopped onion, and here in this little bowl I have some oregano, Italian seasoning. I have some black pepper, salt, a pinch of red pepper flakes, and a little bit of sugar just to balance off the acidity from all the tomato sauce. Now here in my skillet, I've warmed up some olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and saute my onions until they start to get nice and soft, and then for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my minced garlic, and then I'm going to add everything that I already showed you, the tomato sauce, the basil, all the seasonings, the sugar. Just throw it all in there. And I also added in a cup of water. So I didn't show that, but I did add in 1 cup of water. Now we're going to let this simmer down on low for about 30 minutes. We want to get it nice and thick. Now while our sauce is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cook my meatballs. Now you can make it easy and just pop these in the oven, but I wanted to get a nice sear, crusty sear on them. So I went ahead and cooked it in my cast iron skillet. So after about 30 minutes, as you can see, our marinara sauce is nice and thick and oh so flavorful, you guys. So here I did switch skillets because that one was too big. So here I went ahead and added my meatballs to my sauce. And I'm just going to let it cook for a couple of minutes just so those meatballs can get nice and coated and saucy. So here I have a couple of little hoagie rolls. I'm using hoagie rolls. And I did add a little bit of garlic butter to the inside. I'm going to go ahead and add in my meatballs. These rolls fit about 3 meatballs. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add some marinara to the top. Next, I'm going to top it with some mozzarella cheese. And then I'm going to sprinkle on just a little bit of fresh parsley for color and prettiness. Then I went ahead and popped it in the oven. You can put it under the broiler if you want, but I just put it in the oven for a couple of minutes, just until that cheese got nice and melty. It's perfect for a weekday dinner when you have about an hour. So simple. Yum.